Hey there, it's me again. So today I'm going to show you how to put the saxophone together. Now again, you might have ideas of already how to do it, but I'm going to show you a couple of different things that pertain just to saxophone, and you might find something new that you hadn't heard of before, and maybe it'll be more comfortable for you. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is put your actual instrument together, because remember, this is what actually makes the sound. So this needs to be together before you do anything else. This is the most important part. This is the part you need to pay the most attention to. So remember, reed to the bottom of the neck, or the underneath of the neck, the ligature down far enough, the reed so that it matches the edge, and then of course we got to have it far enough down on the cork that it's right about there. Okay. Don't forget to use your cork grease. If your instrument is new, you're going to need to do it a couple times each week until it gets easier to put on. All right, so this is our sound. This is our sound maker. I'm getting the reed wet because it's dried out a little bit. You might want to do a little refresher. Do I remember how to play this? Let's see, teeth. Seal around. And then remember, okay, if you remember all that, you're doing great. And if you can copy that exactly with that sound, you're doing fabulously. Don't worry if you're not. We're going to get there. We've got time, okay? So let's talk about the body. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to set it off to here, off to the side. And now I'm going to show you this. This is every saxophone player's nightmare. And part of the nightmare is I'm demonstrating right now, mine's all twisted up. That happens. Okay, mine is not twisted up anymore. So this thing is important because your saxophone is actually heavy. Now you might not think it's very heavy until you hold it for 35 minutes during class, and then you'll say, yeah, it's kind of heavy. So we're going to take this and release some of the stress on our hands by having our neck and our back support, okay? So it's very important that we get this in the right spot so that we're not doing anything weird with the saxophone. So I'm going to put it over my head. Now notice I have a nice cushion. Yeah, it's great, except these are expensive. They're like over $20, which I think is silly. If you have a regular neck strap, you can just get, bring in a washcloth or some foam, or I don't even know, come up with something soft and attach it to this, or just bring it and put it behind your neck in between you and the neck strap, and you'll be good to go. No big deal. You don't have to have a fancy schmancy neck strap to do that. I just happen to have one in my case because I do this a lot. Now, there's an adjustment right here, and the adjustment, this is actually one of the things that saxophones get so confused about. The way to adjust this usually is that you hold onto the end, and I'm holding it kind of tight, and I take this piece here and I slide it up and down. Okay? You see how I'm sliding that up and down? All right. And it should move fairly easily. Mine's a little bit stiff, but it moves. I mean, it's all right. So I'm holding the sides here, okay? I'm actually not holding any part of the strap itself. I'm just holding this little thing right here. So I hold this tight, move it in tighter or looser. I bet all of you will need to have this fairly tight. Unless you're extremely tall, you're going to need it pretty tight. Okay, I'm showing you about how yours is going to be. It's going to be up here, right underneath your chin. Now this is going to probably be too tight, but right a little bit underneath your chin should be fine. So right about there is where we're going to start. I am a little taller, so when I put my saxophone on, I'm going to have to move mine down. I'm just a little bit taller this way. So I'm going to get the body, and of course you probably remember what the body looks like. Ta-da! Now on the body of my saxophone, I have some screws right up here. You might have one screw, I happen to have two. It's just the design of my saxophone. So I'm going to loosen these screws. Loosen, I said. Okay, loosen the screws. And then I'm going to take this piece out. You might not have this piece. It's here because this little guy right here, he likes to bend. And he likes to bend when he's not supposed to bend. So we put this as a protection so that this guy doesn't bend. So if you don't have one of these, you can get one. I might even have some just laying around my office. I'll have to look. But this thing will protect it. Ta-da! Just like that, it's magic. So I'm going to take this out. And before I put the neck in, because you probably already guessed that the neck goes here, I'm going to attach my saxophone. There's a hole right there. I'm going to attach my saxophone to my neck strap. Now I can let my saxophone rest on my lap so I can get other things. Okay, so now I can get my neck and get my saxophone neck. All right, I've got my neck. And this is loosened, like we said. Make sure these screws are loosened. If you don't ever loosen these and you just jam this in every day, it'll probably work for a while. But I had a student who, after a while, he would put the neck in and it would like swing around because the screws were stripped out, and so he couldn't actually tighten the neck strap or the neck anymore, and he was like chasing the saxophone around trying to play it. So I'm going to put the neck in, and you're going to notice that this bendy thing that I pointed out earlier goes right about in the center of this piece right here. And I don't know if you noticed this because I probably forgot to point it out. I did. When I put this on, notice that I'm just wiggling it back and forth. I'm not jamming it in. And I've got to make sure that this piece doesn't bang against this piece. Because that can make this bend and it can make this bend. And then Mrs. Schmidt has to fix your saxophone, or we have to send it in. So gently, all right. Now I know somebody's gonna ask this question, Mrs. Schmidt, the neck won't go in, it's too tight. So probably what's happened is there's some metal shavings here, very normal. You're gonna take a cloth or a paper towel, and you're just gonna wipe them off pretty firmly, and you're gonna wipe off the inside of this pretty firmly. Okay, you don't need any cork grease on this. This isn't a cork. So we're going to wiggle this back in. Once you've cleaned it off, it should go in very easily. As a matter of fact, mine just went in more easily now that I did that. Ugh. So this piece again, right in the center of there. Now I'm going to tighten these screws. Let's see, which way do these tighten? That way. I went the wrong way. So this one tightens, and in my case, this one tightens, so I've got two screws. If you just have one, that's fine. Again, you don't need to like wrench it down. Just tight enough that the neck stays stable. Okay, that's all you got. All right, so the body is all set up. My neck is on. Great. So I want you to take the saxophone. You don't even know how to put your fingers on. That's going to be the next video, I think. Yes, it's going to be the next video. So all you need to do right now is you need to be able to make a sound on your saxophone. Now, I am putting most of the weight of the saxophone onto my neck strap. Now notice that I'm having to look up to reach my saxophone. Do you notice that? I don't want to do that. My chin should be straight. So that means my neck strap is too high up. I told you I was kind of tall. So I'm going to take the sides, because it's already strapped here. I'm going to take the sides and I'm going to loosen it this way. Okay? Now suppose I loosened it too much. Oh dear. Hey, where's my saxophone? So if you have to go like this, that's a problem too. So you got to find the exact, it's like Goldilocks again, right? It's got to be just right. So you want to find that exact spot. I'm not used to this saxophone neck strap. Right? Okay. For me, it's about right there. Okay. So my chin is pretty much parallel to the floor. And remember, don't worry about where you're going to press keys right now, because I just want you to make a sound on the whole saxophone. So let's review a couple things. Teeth. Okay. Seal around. And that's if you press keys. So you're just making a sound. If you don't press any keys, that's the sound you should get. Okay, so we're going to talk in a minute about whether or not you want to play a side saxophone or a straight-on saxophone. And I don't care either way. We used to not do a side saxophone because there used to be keys over here, and when you'd hold it on your side, the keys would get messed up. but now they've moved the keys to the other side. Thank you very much. Some people play the saxophone straight on. Great. Some people play it off to the side. Oh dear. Well, that's not going to work. So if you decide to be a side player, and I'll show you this in the next video too, the only thing you have to adjust is the mouthpiece. So I'm not going to play my saxophone like this. Hey, I play the saxophone. I mean, maybe you think you look cool, but you don't. So you want to put your head straight, and then you're going to shift very carefully. As a matter of fact, I know myself, and I'm going to bend my ligature and break my reed if I do that. So I'm going to take my mouthpiece. It's crooked right now, and I'm going to twist it. Twist it, I said. Woo! It's so warm in my office, I can't even twist it right now. There we go. Woo! All right, so I've twisted it till it's straight on, okay? Now I would put my mouthpiece and reed back on, but you'll set your mouthpiece up when you decide that. Now, you'll see that it looks crooked. This didn't change. I don't change this. I only change this. And then I would hold it off to the side while I play, okay? So either way, this way, or this way. And I think I tend to play, I tend to play to the side. So that's probably what I'll demonstrate, but we'll see. And you can do whatever you want, whatever is comfortable, because we want this to be fun and comfortable. All right, so next video, the last video, I'm going to show you where to place your fingers. Please do it exactly like me. And I'm going to show you how to play hot cross buns. For the saxophone, it's not very hard. So see you on the next video.